Today we're going to talk cranial nerves. What are they? What do they do? And why are they so important for you? So our cranial nerves are different than our other nerves because they're nerves that go directly from a particular sense directly to our brain. There's no stops along the way. They're what make you you. So you are your cranial nerves. I can lose motor and sensory processing from my neck down, and I'm still me. You're still you. But if I start to lose cranial nerve function, then I lose my personality. I'm not who people know anymore. So these are things such as smell, taste, swallowing, autonomic function, which is my heart rate, my breathing, digestion, immune function, speaking, hearing, my facial expressions, sensation of my face, my coordination. So, me being able to know that I'm right here and I'm not over there. Make sure that I know that my head's straight, not over to the side. Vertigo, dizziness, those are problems with my vestibular system and those cranial nerves, as well as have some motor function. So the movements of my neck, that's more of a protection thing, raising my shoulders up. These are those cranial nerve functions that are vital to your overall interaction with the world, interaction with each other, and interaction with everything that you come into contact day to day. So these are super critical. Our eye movements are a huge one that most people are familiar with, yet they haven't necessarily realized that that's what they're familiar with. If you've ever seen medical documentaries, medical TV shows, you'll see the doctor with a pen light looking in the eyes, going back and forth. Look at my finger, follow it. That's a cranial nerve function. Smelling, as well as snapping of the ears for hearing. So these are all very important cranial nerves. Like I said, if I start to have issues with these, it changes my interaction with the world and it changes who I am. People don't recognize me for my overall abundant, vibrant, normal self anymore. So what we can do, we can go through and we can test all of these cranial nerves. It's super important to make sure that you are truly at your peak in health and wellness wise and get your overall best experience as a human being. What we can do is we'll literally run through all of these. We'll test and make sure that they're functioning properly. We have a gradient essentially. So we have optimal functioning. Everything is perfect. We're not having any issues. And then you have, like I said, those medical communities or medical issues where you have your doctor using the pen light or looking at the eyes, making sure things function properly there. That's looking for more brain trauma and very severe emergency issues. We have kind of a gray area in there to where we might not be in a medical issue, might not have super major issues with those cranial nerves, but they're still not functioning at their 100%. It's kind of like the battery on them is at, say, 60% instead of 100%. Just pick a number out of thin air. We want those things to function as best as possible. And there are some different things that you can do with that. Sauna to help detox things, address any heavy medical metals or chemicals that are potentially causing dysregulation. Think about whenever we had viral issues going on, people lost their sense of taste and sense of smell. So as those cranial nerves start to heal and repair and come back online more fully, then we get those sensations back. There are different exercises that you can do to help to upregulate these and help them to heal and repair. You can use red light and various different things. So it's very important to find someone who knows how to test these, knows their importance and how they're so vital to you, and then give you the ideas of what you can do to help to upregulate them and make sure that they're functioning properly. One common thing with this is concussions. So concussions will literally jostle your brain around and bounce off your skull. So this causes major issues because it literally injures and causes inflammation, decrease in blood flow, and various things to those cranial nerves. So you can have vision problems, you can have smell issues, you just don't feel right. It's hard to think, hard to function, just decreasing coordination. So that's those cranial nerves aren't firing properly. And so they've been injured. They have a decreased threshold of the stress that they can handle. And then if you have any more issues, then that further wears them down and further wears them down and further wears them down. And if you ever met anyone with a severe concussion, it's literally like they're just not them anymore. So that's one kind of noticeable issue with cranial nerves. But we can all have potential down regulation that's going on, or we could always have some fine tuning and get even better and better and better. So, very important, find someone who can test your cranial nerves for you, give you some ideas, some potential exercises or rehab things that you can do in your daily life to make sure that they're properly upregulated and you have the full ultimate experience of being a human in this world. We want to be superhuman, and if you have proper cranial nerve function, you're getting even closer and closer and closer to that mark. Hope you have a wonderful day, and we look forward to seeing you soon.